I'm looking for the latest internet. I'm not talking about Web 2.0 or MySpace or Facebook. I'm certainly not talking about the blogosphere. I'm looking for an internet that makes a real difference to people's lives every day. Welcome to India. I'm Steve Saunders and this is Web Wide World, Internet Evolution's whistle-stop tour around the world looking at how different countries and cultures use the internet. It's a huge country, home to 1/5 of the Earth's population. It's also a study in contrast. Believe it or not, there are more billionaires living in India than any other country in Asia, more than Japan, more than China. But at the same time, fully 2/3 of this country's population lives basically in abject poverty. Now, the internet is indisputably having an effect on every level of Indian society, from the very top to the very bottom. Do you use the internet?
Yeah, I use it.
Yeah, at work or
No,
at
I'm
home?
studying presently. I'm doing my CS, so I use it at home only, probably at night, mostly at night.
What sort of things do you use it for?
Basically, I'm a lawyer, so I just go for the cases and case studies and all.
I'm doing the PG diploma tour and travel, so I look out the information on travel, tourism, packages, itineraries and all that.
What would it be like if you didn't have the internet anymore?
There's a very big problem.
So here we are at the original hole-in-the-wall project in South Delhi. It's an absolutely fantastic example of how the internet's taken off in India. It's been here for 8 years. I tell you, if they'd tried to install this where I grew up in southeast London, it wouldn't have lasted 8 minutes. But here it is, all of these kids using the internet, loving the internet. It's an absolutely fantastic example of the sort of cathartic difference between the internet in India and the internet which I'm used to in the rest of the world. You've developed this concept now of minimally invasive education. Yeah.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
We had a common wall with a slum. So what we did was we dug a hole in the wall, put a machine from inside and facing outside towards slum. What we found was that one of the kids took hesitant steps toward the machine. Once he was there, once he assured himself that no one's going to beat him for using this machine because it didn't belong to him, he was all over it, and slowly that what he found was that there were 10 other kids who joined him.
इससे हमने गेम सीखी हैं और प्रयोग सीखे हैं, मैथ सीखी है, सवाल सीखे हैं और साइंस और इंटरनेट भी सीख लिया थोड़ा बहुत, टाइप करना है ना, टाइपिंग और गेम्स बढ़िया, मतलब अच्छी और बहुत ही साथ देता है हमारा ये कंप्यूटर हमारी पढ़ाई के लिए। पढ़ाई में हमें आगे बढ़ाए, क्योंकि आजकल कहते हैं कि कंप्यूटर से ही हर नौकरी कंप्यूटर से ही मिलती है। जब तक कंप्यूटर कोई नहीं सीखा होगा कैसे मिलेगी?
Not everything on my trip to India has gone exactly according to plan. I've come up here to the famous film city to have a look at the set of Drona. Now, if I'd been standing exactly here about 8 hours ago, I'd have been in the middle of the most spectacular Bollywood-style epic dance production with 70 dancers. But it looks like I've just missed it.
I'd like to be able to use the internet as a really effective tool, because you do get direct, you get direct contact with the viewer. It's a really strong community. Yeah. And it kind of ties up with the Indians here, and then you get in not only the Indians in India, you get the Indians who are outside the country, you get the Pakistanis, you get the Bangladeshis, and a whole lot of people who are interested in the Indian film industry.
India is famous for its rail network, which has connected this country since the time of the British Empire. Well, now it's building a new network, and it seems highly appropriate that the internet traffic is running along fibre optic cables laid next to the country's rail tracks. Tell me a little bit about the situation in rural India currently.
Rural India is a huge place. It's the whole of India. 70% of the population stays there. So the moment you have a computer in a village, there's excitement. A farmer wouldn't have seen a computer before, but he's heard about it. He's seen it in a movie, for instance. So what we try to do is to go to a village, find a good entrepreneur, an entrepreneur with fire in the belly. Then we try and inspire him or her. Many times it's a her, okay, and then we say, hey, you can do it. You can do a lot more for your community, and in the process earn a livelihood for yourself. If we can actually get this to be a sustainable model, and we can bring in real good services like banking or microfinance or health, then I see a lot of potential for this. But it's hard work and lots of challenges.
अपने इस गांव की खेती वगैरह की उससे भी, लेकिन अब इसके शॉर्ट टर्म के सिलेबस है, इसका शॉर्ट टर्म के कोर्सेज हैं, कम फीस होने के कारण महीना 2 महीने के जो कोर्सेज़ हैं उनको ले लेते हैं, वो एडमिशन लेने के बाद वो कोर्सेज़ करते हैं। इससे काफ़ी फ़ायदा हुआ है कंप्यूटर इसमें, लोग जागृत हुए हैं कंप्यूटर की तरफ से।
One of the first things that I've really noticed here is that there's something a little bit patronizing about the way that the West views the internet in India. We tend to focus on things like outsourcing or software startups in Bangalore, and the use of the internet by Indians themselves is treated as some sort of niche market. There are already 50 million people online in this country, and a lot of people think that that number is going to increase by a factor of 6 in the next 2 to 3 years, and you cannot tell me that there's such a thing as a 300 million person niche market. So that's it from India, where the internet is as varied and exciting as the country itself. I'm Steve Saunders, and I'll see you for the next episode of Web Wide World.